Hello students, so for this example I have some people asking me why is the answer negative 16, right, and not positive 16. So let me explain you how to solve this quick problem. So the rules of a negative exponent says that if you get the reciprocal of your negative exponent, then that exponent is going to become positive. So that means you have to take it to the top of the fraction, or if it's on the top, take it to the bottom of the fraction. Now the question is this negative exponent applied to 2 or to negative 2, right? Is that negative sign part of the number or not? So the answer is that sign is not part of the number. That sign is not going to migrate, it's just going to stay in the bottom. How so? Can you see that on this case, if the sign were to be part of the number, it will be written like this. And so the whole thing will migrate up, and then the exponent will become positive, right? But that's not the case. So if you don't have a parenthesis, then this exponent, or the expression that has exponent, it's only 2 to the power of negative 4. So let's see what happens if you migrate only the 2 to the power of negative 4, right? So I'm going to have a 1 in here. I have a negative sign. You can leave it as a negative 1 if you want, right? This negative sign over here. You can just leave it as a negative 1. And on top of the negative 1, I had the 2 to the power of negative 4, right? Which is the thing that's going to migrate. So this is going to go up in order to change exponent. Okay, so that's going to become 2 to the power of 4. And on the bottom, I still have that negative sign from the beginning. Or that negative, that negative sign by itself, or that negative 1. So now if you evaluate this expression, 2 to the power of 4, that's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, right? Divided by negative 1. So it's going to be 16 divided by negative 1. And that is why the result is negative 16 in this case. So it's all about the grouping symbols, right? So when we don't have a grouping symbol, then that negative sign is just going to stay there. I know the result's going to be negative, okay? But if I have a grouping symbol, then that whole thing, in this case, that whole thing would have gone up. So it's a negative 2 to the power of 4. And then that thing, that's going to be positive 16. Okay, so negative 2 times itself 4 times, that's going to be positive 16. In that case, that's when the answer will be positive 16. In this case, the one from the handout, right? Well, already scratched a lot in here, right? But one from the handout, the result has to be negative 16.